Yo, this Decatur finest, Wicked from Ghetto Mafia. I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. Chill.
Came up, came down, stayed down, grinded on, stayed real, caught the clown.
All right, so we got Wicked of Ghetto Mafia off the porch with us today, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling good, my friend. How you doing?
I'm doing
I know me and you gonna have to ball, man. I mean, I was at one point, Mike, that's why I kept asking you about your height and stuff. I was, I felt like I was the next NBA great to come out of the, city of Decatur.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? A few things went wrong. I hit the streets and stuff, but I still feel like I got it. So when I see you, that burns come back, right? You know what I'm saying? That it comes back. Still.
We're about to bring a hoop back here too, man. So next time you come, we gonna have to play some horse or something, man.
Mike, me and you both gonna be in here, back hurting and everything. Yeah, like that.
No lie, man.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I always wanted to ask you, man, you guys rep for Decatur so hard, man. Why was that important for you guys to rep Decatur and not just lump yourself in with Atlanta?
It was, the reason why is because at that particular time, we talking the early 90s, and there was a system in place. You already had So Def, which was the South Side, and then LaFace Records comes, backed by Arista. Everybody kind of know about, LaFace Records, and LaFace was signing acts, and they wouldn't really sign an acts at that particular time from the East Side. So as you getting Outkast from Tri-Cities and Savannah, and you getting Goody Mob from Southwest Atlanta, and all the different acts that they were picking up, Decatur kind of was, left out. And it wouldn't have been a problem if we were left out if they were independent, but they were so strong and they represented so hard for the rest of the world that it made us feel like this small. So I always said, man, if I get a crack, if I can get my foot in the door any kind of way, I'm gonna let them know that, let the world know that it's more than just the south side of town and what LaFace kind of had going on. That was my measuring stick to try to, I wanted to get their attention, to get the rest of the world to say, hey, look at us. We from Decatur, we from the East Side. There's talent here too. So it's almost like holding a dog, man. You got him in the fence, you know what I'm saying? You don't never let him out. You know what? You know how I go. Who let the dogs out? You open that gate, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm all over the place. I'm everywhere. So that's kind of what it was, man. Once we got our foot in the door, man, I said, you know what? If I don't sell one record, bruh, I'm gonna let everybody know what Decatur, Georgia is. Not East Atlanta, because people kind of mix up the two.
Yep.
I'm repping for the East Side also, but Decatur, we feel like we our own little thing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of the backstory to that.
Okay, I got you, man. So who was Wicked before music, man? What were you into?
I just told you, gave you a synopsis of it, but before the music, I really wanted to play basketball. That was my thing, you know what I'm saying? Physically, I couldn't. I had the skills. Everybody know I had the skills, but physically, I just couldn't compete with, people much bigger, stronger, can jump higher. So that was my first love. I actually got into rap by meeting this guy named Big Quinn from Perry Homes. It's ironic, I'm repping the East Side so hard, and he's a Southwest guy himself. And that's who kind of put us on. He took me out to this artist house back in the day named Erick MC Breed. He's dead now. He was from Flint, Michigan.
Yeah.
And when I went out he took me out, he said, man, I got this rapper. You ever heard MC Breed? At that time, I never heard MC Breed. I'm listening to Kilos and Shadi's and Raheem the Dreams and everything at LaFace Records, TLC and that type of stuff, Jermaine, whatever he had. And so he said, man, I got this guy, MC Breed, man. He's from Michigan, man. You want to ride out there with me and kick? And I was like 15, 16 years old. I said, yeah. So I never heard of motherfucker, but I said, yeah. So I get out there and I come out there and I see a rapper that I did know from the West Coast named the DOC.
Okay.
This was before Doc had got in the accident. I knew who he was. And what's so ironic too is Kilo came a little bit later, which was like my hero at the time. You understand what I'm saying? I still joke with Kilo today. I went to one of his video shoots and I had one song called Take Another Look at Love. Because, you know what I'm saying, I was suave back then. And Kilo listened to it and he was like, you know, it needs work, fella, it needs work. You know what I'm saying? To this day, he be like, I ain't say that. I said, yeah, you did. You told me it needed work. But I went out to this guy, MC Breed house, bruh. I see the DOC, I see Kilo, and I see Breed had a check on his table for $80,000. He had a song I called Ain't No Future in Your Front. You can go look it up. And he was getting ready to come out with something with Tupac, I Gotta Get Mine, I Gotta Get Yours. So I'm gonna tell you about Tupac a little bit later on. I met him there too. Met a bunch of greats, Scarface, Busta Rhymes, Bushwick Bill, Bobby Brown. All these people used to go out to this guy, Erick MC Breed's house out in Canton, out in Kennesaw.
Okay.
So I see this guy and I said, damn, that's what I want to do. I want to rap. Not knowing at the time that Southern rap wasn't hitting yet. LaFace was just now getting stuff crunk up. I don't think Outkast wasn't out, but they were preparing everything. They were doing more R&B over there with LaFace. So I said, man, I want to rap. I want to rap. This man got $80,000 goddamn dollars. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that I'm seeing artists and I'm seeing the camaraderie, and it kind of made me feel like sports, the locker room. You know, athletes will tell you all the time that what they miss most is the camaraderie, being with the guys. That's what it felt like when I would see all of them together. I felt like there was a family, and I wasn't in it because I couldn't rap. So I started learning how to rap. You know what I'm saying? So I started writing raps. That was all on my mind. I went back to now this time I'm living in Scottsdale, in a project called Toby Grant. So I go back to the hood. I say, hey man, I went to this guy MC Breed house, man. This motherfucker making money. He got the big box TV. You know, the big screen, big box. He was the first one I ever see it. Matter of fact, I said, who the fuck is inside the TV? You know, I'm still turning my TV with the little plies and you know what I'm saying on the TV. We got the hanger. You know what I'm saying? So I see this nigga, he got the big box TV. They playing the first Nintendo and you know what I'm saying? All this stuff. I'm like, damn, this is what I want. So I go back to the hood, man, I tell these folks, I said, man, rapping is what time it is. My nigga like, rap? Man, because Atlanta was dancing back then. Atlanta was even the guys were dancing. A lot of people don't know this. New Atlanta, they don't know that. A lot of these artists came from dance groups. This was back when breaking and stuff was out like that. So I tell the guy, they're like, man, you ain't gonna be no damn rapper, man. I said, I'm trying to tell you, man, rappers make all the money, man. And they got all the hoes. You know what I'm saying? All the females. So I can't go through it, but they got all the females. That's what we need to be doing. So we wrote raps. Now I'm gonna tell you something, Tall. Back then, there was not a lot of studios. Now you know how everybody has a studio in their house, and you know how technology is, like we recording right here in your own thing. Mm-hmm. But then you had to pay to go to the studio. So that's what kept a lot of groups. It wasn't
digital back then.
It wasn't no digital. You had, and we talking $80, $100 an hour at something with real studios. You know, so that was the first thing that killed us. We got in one time and the man was like, well, I only do 10-hour sessions. We were like, well, what is a 10-hour session? You know, he was like, well, 10-hour session, you know, $100 per. And we're like, yeah, we can have $100 for 10 hours. Everybody put in a dub. No, he meant $100 per hour. You understand what I'm saying? That was a grand. We said we had to run up out that first studio. Gave him $100, we had to wind up running out that studio right there. So that kind of killed that. But to answer your question, man, I got my influence and what I wanted to do from MC Breed. That was the first major artist that I ever seen, and I met everybody off of him.
Yeah. You know, you guys were around pre-internet days, man.
Absolutely.
It's not like, hey, we're going to record a song, we're going to film ourselves and upload it to the world that day.
Absolutely.
Talk about the hustle and the grind it took just to get people to even hear your music back then.
And that's the thing. I remember, you know what I'm saying, for all the old heads out there listening, man. And these people that I'm talking about, y'all go Google them and stuff. Let's fast forward to MC Breed. I'm starting to come out to his house. One thing I can say about Breed, man, is that out of any artist that I have ever met, you know, all artists, I do it today to some young guys. You know, they'll give me their stuff. I may listen to it, a little piece of it one time. If I ain't feeling it right then, you move to the back of the line. You may never get another listen from Wicked. You understand what I'm saying? Especially if I can remember that it was you. But he was never like that. So my first stuff wasn't very good. I thought it was all that, but it wasn't. But he still would answer the phone for me, you know, and I would catch the bus out the Cobb County, man. The man come pick me up, and he didn't really like my music that much, but he heard something. He was a brilliant man because he understood that New York had their run, then LA had their run. And, you know, Midwest was having this run because he's from the Midwest. And you had Twister and them trying to come, Bone Thugs and Harmony, you know, so all that stuff trying to come up. And he heard in our speech, in which a lot of the country was saying we had speech impediments or we rap with a list or this type of stuff like that. He heard that there was value there. So what we were trying to rap like we were from the East Coast because we thought that was happening. We trying to do what leaders of the new school do, and you know that time, and you know, yeah, and all this old kind of crap. And he was like, "Nah, man, I like when y'all be doing the South stuff. You used to always tell me that. Do me more raps of that right there. Stop trying to give me this, just you know, leaders of the new school shit. Give me the sauce, that down South stuff." And I didn't really get it at the time. So we started writing our raps to that man, and he liked it. He took us to, he wound up taking us to Ichiban. Now, before we went to Ichiban, he sent me down to, there was a rapper named Redman, there was a rapper named Method Man. For the older guys, y'all don't know who that is. For some of y'all young ones, you may not. If you don't, go look it up. So he sent Erick Sermon, which was a part of EPMD. He had a rim shop down here back in the day. Yeah, I think it was on Marietta Street. So Breed calls me. He says, "Look, bruh, I want y'all to rap for Erick Sermon." I said, Erick Sermon? Like, yeah, EPMD Erick Sermon? Yeah, I'm listening to this guy. I know every word that he's ever said. So I'm already nervous as hell. We get down there. By this time, it's just me and Nino, because we started with 7 of us. But by this time, it's just me and Nino. And once we get down there, Nino, who raps with me, is Nino and Wicked. He's from the Virgin Islands. So all the stuff that was being written back in the day, I was writing it because I was from here. Nino wasn't really a rapper. He used to do patois and chant.
Oh, wow.
So that was our chemistry. I could shine with him because everybody else that I started with, they wanted to rap. So I got them up out of there little bit by little bit. Nigga, what? You ate one of my fries? You ain't in the group no more. What? You ain't in the group no more. You know what I'm saying? So, but with Nino, I didn't have to, it wasn't a competition. It was more like we fit like a glove. So we down there, and Nino doing this thing, and then when my verse came in, I started rapping. I had a heavy accent. And I came, shouted, and Erick Sermon walked out.
Really?
Yeah, he walked. It was him, Redman, and Keith Murray. Method Man wasn't there. And Keith Murray walked out after that, and Redman is the only one stayed, just because he was high as hell. He was smoking. I don't know what he was smoking, but he was just like, "Yo, son, I'm digging it. I'm cool." But when I rapped, he walked out, and so I think that Erick Sermon might have told Breeze, say, "Well, we like the guy Nino." You know what I'm saying? Because he had a feel of East Coast rap, but the other guy, the Wicked, it's kind of, he got a real big Southern draw. I don't know, because the South hadn't hit yet.
Yeah.
So I took that very, 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 very personal. Of course, he didn't sign us. And so I just started writing every day. And that came a part of me writing in Decatur and On the Grind and, Straight From The Dec and different things like this. So you got LaFace kind of, pushing everything from the South side. Then you got this man, then over here they saying Melissa's too strong. You see what I'm saying? For the South, for what was going on at the time. So all that combined together kind of had, an energy in me that's like, I'm gonna show them where I'm from, and I'm gonna show them that I can make it talking like this. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of the backstory to that.
What was the first big break that you guys got then?
Actually, it was the first big break. It depends on what break is. If it's national, it's going to be Straight From The Dec, the third album. But we had immediate success from the first album, which was Draw the Line.
Okay.
And we dropped that through Ichiban. After I worked on my craft, a lot of people think that, and this is with a lot of artists. That's why I respect any artist. I don't care if they're young, if you're old, if whatever you are. I respect artists as a brotherhood between us. Singers, entertainers, actors, everything. If people think that Monday we became Ghetto Mafia. We said, hey, we're gonna be a group Ghetto Mafia, and then Tuesday we was out. Now this took years.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is years between this, but I'd say the first big break was Straight From The Dec in '96, but we were already selling over 100,000 albums on Draw the Line and Full Blooded through Ichiban. So that's kind of what made Bob Johnson, who owned BT at the time, come and sign us.
Okay, yeah. So what was it like working on, that third project where you kind of got a bigger budget? You guys are able to do these big budget music videos too.
And see, what was so great about Ichiban at the time, and then we're gonna go up to that, Ichiban at the time was kind of running Atlanta with all the groups that LaFace wasn't signing. So Kilo was over there, a few other, groups was already kind of over there. Breed was over there. Breed had went platinum. So he ran Ichiban. And so he kind of probably made them sign us because he had so much love for me. We was his Georgia connection. And so when we Draw the Line, it did over 100,000, and we were, Breed did a video with us, Everyday Thing in the Hood, and there was another song, Facts of Life, that he sung on. So we instantly hit BET, Rap City and stuff instantly from Breed.
Okay.
So now we're hot. So we're already doing shows and stuff around the South pretty much, and we going out with 8 Ball and MJG, UGK, all us kind of started together. You see what I'm saying? We all, matter of fact, we used to all, Pinky Square, hey man, whoever make it first, get the deal first, we're gonna come back and get the other one. And of course, they never came back and got me, but that's another story too for Off the Porch another time. But anyway, man, Straight From The Dec, it was like night and day, because even though, we were selling, we were hot, we couldn't feel it, and people was ripping us off of shows and stuff because we still in the hood, you know what I'm saying? The label getting all the damn money, From that, we didn't get in control of our music until Straight From The Dec. We kind of learned very, 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 very fast from those 2 albums. But when we got Straight From The Dec, we got a budget. They flew down here the next day, they cut us over $250,000 in my hand. I had it right there. And it was like going to college where, look, I'm not gonna hold your hand. Go in there, give me the songs I need, give me the videos and stuff I need. If you can't produce that, then I'm not fucking with you. That's how the label was. And so that we went in, we did Straight From The Dec. My partner D had came to me, he said, man, we need something that's gonna just be like transcendent, not what everybody else is kind of doing. So we recording the album, we still ain't had that hit yet. D came to me with this track, and it was an Al Green track for the Good Times. But the track, it didn't sound like, how a lot of people are sampling, and all they'll do is they'll take the whole song and sample it,
just loop
and then put a little drum up under it. It wasn't that. This guy, Boney E, had actually recreated every single instrument in the record. He was brilliant. He played in a band. So Boney E played every single thing over in that track by ear and put his own touch on it. And so when D gave me that track, he said, man, you gotta rap to this track. I held that track for about a month, because everything that I kept putting on the track, I'm trying to rap regular. I came up in there and I'm trying to, and it was either too fast or it was too slow, or just, it didn't fit like a glove. And everything I did, I always wanted to fit like a glove. So I took pride in what I was doing. And so he said, D called me, he said, Brad, that track, I'm going in the studio tomorrow. You need to be ready to drop something. You know what I'm saying? I swear when I got to the studio, everybody was late. I was sitting out in the car, and it hit me. I took that, I found that, I smoked that, and that. And it was going to the beat. And I said, dang, that's it right there. Now, if you notice on the song, if you listen to Straight From The Dec, the first verse and the last verse are the same. Because I wrote the song right there.
Really?
I couldn't even write 3 whole verses. I didn't have time. So we just duplicated the first verse.
Okay.
People think that, oh, that was brilliant. Came up, came down, stayed down, grinded along. We did it twice. Nino did it once and I did it once, because I only was able to write 1 verse before I went in there. I go in the studio, And the studio deep. I said, man, I'm kind of nervous. I said, man, if I drop this right here and everybody look at me crazy, I'm thinking they're gonna look at me crazy because nobody had ever done any 2-word raps like that. Everybody, I mean, we talking back in the day with Bone Thugs and Twister and so people are like, you know, you got to be spitting. And so I come in there with this this came up, came down, stay, and the reaction from it in there. Everybody, oh my God, we're gonna be rich. Everybody was rich. People I didn't even know was coming in. We rich. And I said, damn, they like this. They like that flow. And so after we finished the record, we took that record up to Greg Street. At the time, Aaliyah 4-page letter was #1 on across the country. Mm-hmm. We took that record up there. Her and Kilo was battling back and forth. Kilo had a song called I think Nasty Dancer or something like that. But White Horse, it was one of them records. But we took that record up there and Greg Street played that record. And 10 minutes later, he was still on air, he called us. He said, the whole switchboard is lit up. No, everybody keeps saying that record that just went off. What's that? 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 He said it's all everybody was talking about. The record stayed #1, well in the top 10, but #1 on V103 for 16 weeks.
Wow.
Think how long that is. 3 months. 3 months. And he said, man, you know, y'all got something. And man, everybody tried to sign us to that song. Scarface came down, we was at 559, came in my dressing room, man, tried to bully me into signing the contract. That record was huge. And we stayed independent with the record. We never sold it out to a major. Now Sony did the distribution on the record, yeah, but we kept everything on the record. And actually the record has stood the test of time. It has gotten bigger as I've gotten older. I can do that record anywhere in the country. And even if it's young kids and they never heard that record, they're gonna like that record. Another thing too, how powerful that record was, Mike, is that at the time, back in the 90s, you had Outkast, you had Ghetto Mafia. Of course, their budget was way, way, way bigger than ours, right? And we doing these 2-word raps, right? And they, you know, Big and them, that's my guy. You know, they all rapping, they spitting, they this and that. Every artist that would come in the city or come after us, the T.I.s, the Jeezys, the Gucci's, the person. Well, who influenced y'all? Outkast. Who influenced y'all? Run DMC. Who influenced y'all? But y'all sound like Ghetto Mafia. Every artist today that's rapping now that don't know where they got that from, that's rapping in a Michael, and I'm running all this. That's.
Why do you think they forget? Because
the torch bearers that grabbed the torch from us, the tips and stuff. Like we was the first one talking trap music. Anybody you go back and listen to, I ain't talking about just one song straight from the deck. I'm talking about every song. That's what we built it all for. I named Decatur the Dec. A lot of people that live in Decatur don't know that the name, the Dec, came from me. People didn't know what I was talking about. I was talking about straight from the dead at first. That's what a lot of people said. What are you saying in that? The Dec, what is the Dec? D-E-C. So the torchbearers that came after us, when you get a baton from somebody and you take off, you know, you can either take off and steal the baton, or you can pass it on to the next person with knowledge of who was behind you. And a lot of them came in with these major deals now, because now we don't open it up to, they see that, you know what, this street trap gangster music, it can sell too. We don't have to just sign Arrested Development and Goody Mobs, and these are my guys, you know what I'm saying? But we don't just have to sign that and that go commercial. There is a market for this type of music. We showed the world that Atlanta has a trap scene that has a market for. And so now when they got these deals, the majors now ain't skeptical no more. Like, oh, there's money there. And so when they go get these deals, now they took props for it. You know, well, I was the one, I was the trap king. We started this trap music. I started this. It could be, I could play 15 songs in a row right here on your show with me talking about trap this, trap this, trap this, trap. You know it, Mike. And you'll still have people that first started listening to music when Tip came out, or Jeezy, or Gucci, and they'll argue you down to the T. They'll make an excuse for it. Well, yeah, he said that, but it still ain't really trap music. I remember trapping late at the store. Had no idea, what is trap music? You know what I'm saying? Just me and my niggas supplying fiends, broke as hell, chasing dreams. You know what I'm saying? What that ain't trap music. What is trap music? The artists that they would see us out and they'll all give us props while we out in there in my face, but then when you put a mic in front of their face, they would all want to claim. A lot of them, they staple and they cornerstone to their whole persona was based off, I started this genre of music, which was trap music. And they had a lot of their fans fooled. A lot of people might think that, and this is with rap period, that whenever you started listening to music or started watching basketball or started watching football, that's when it started. You understand what I'm saying? So if you started watching when Michael Jordan played, he's the greatest. If you started watching when Kobe played, that's the greatest. Right now, there's kids that didn't see Michael Jordan nor Kobe play. You know who's the greatest? LeBron James. You understand what I'm saying? And you can't tell them nothing different. And whoever's gonna come in the future of that, that's gonna be the greatest. So that's how it kind of goes. So if you were 5, 6, 7, 8 years old when I'm talking about trap stuff, even if you go back and hear it, it just doesn't resonate with you. You didn't live through it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's kind of what it was, man. The guys that, that got the torch, it was, they making a lot of money off this and they argue amongst each other on who started, but I'm the real king of it and I started it. And that's just the bottom line.
How does that make you feel when you see that you're kind of left out of those conversations?
I feel two different ways because the industry knows and the artists, they know. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not no T.I., no G, your favorite rapper, they would sit right here beside me. If they were sitting right here today, they would tell all their fans, that's the Godfather. That's who started it right there. You know what I'm saying? But it does kind of, at the same time, it stings a little bit when you see those conversations and you're not a part of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And that's a rap thing, and we trying to change it. It's not just me. There's groups. Everybody got something from somebody. The difference in me is I never, would sit here on this porch and say that I'm the beginning and the maker and the creator of everything, because I wasn't. I listened to the Ghetto Boys. I got stuff from EPMD, like I told you. I'm well-rounded when it comes to music. You know what I'm saying? I got stuff from Snoop and them back in the day, and Eazy-E before he died. You know what I'm saying? So, and I took little bits from people, but I did come up with a niche that nobody else was doing, and that's that 2-word play. Mm-hmm. And if you find it before me, I'll give $1,000. Go find somebody that was doing that 2-word play before Ghetto Mafia. On the grind, straight from the deck. Go find somebody that was doing it before 1993, 94, 95, 96. I'll pay you.
You still working on this documentary?
On the documentary of
Ghetto Mafia?
Yeah, well, what I'm doing now is actually I recorded some yesterday. I kind of turned it over to a partner of mine. So what we're turning into is an ATL Chronicle. So we're interviewing a lot of the artists and stuff that here from the city, and they kind of talking about Ghetto Mafia and you know what I'm saying, and what's going on. And B High, I saw him on your show last week. I want to kind of get into him. He kind of, B High's a younger guy than me. He has an old soul, and he knows music, well-rounded in music, and so am I. And so that's kind of how we clicked, you know what I'm saying? And he hit me. I went on his show one day and we got to talking about all this stuff, and and everything I was saying was facts. We were one of the first groups. Go find a group that was doing ad-libs. You had Jeezy out there, yeah, and all that. See, Nino's from the islands, so they was doing a lot of reggae dance hall stuff back in the islands back in the day. So you had that boop boop and come again, tell a friend, and so we were doing ad-libs for probably 99% of groups. And so a lot of that stuff that I hear in music today was taken from us. They didn't take straight from the deck. They didn't take on the ground. That's too obvious. They take song number 9. song number 10. That's the song that they were biting from us and going and taking to the major label and say, hey, look what I did. Now you got the blueprint from Nino and Wicked. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be people on here that know exactly who Nino and Wicked is, and they're gonna check everybody that says anything other. You know, so I'm a CKT, they're gonna check everybody, Decatur, Eastside, they already know it's set in stone now. But getting back to B-High, man, he called me saying, you know, we got to get out here, man. We got to tell your story, man, for people like Mike that maybe don't know. And I know you do, but there's people that don't around the country. You know what I'm saying? And he said, you know, we got to get out here and tell your story, man. So he kind of, you know, extended the olive branch to me. It was the best thing that don't happen to me in a long time. Started going on shows and stuff with him pretty much every week. We debating stuff now. It was supposed to be a one-time thing, and it don't turn into four months because obviously you see I can talk, and he can talk.
Yeah.
And so therefore we have that connection right there. So now we don't even have to talk about what me or this. We talking about anything that's going on in the world of this. So we don't kind of found a niche for that. But he was instrumental in getting the story out there and kind of silencing a lot of the critics, you know what I'm saying? Because one, the man is brilliant, you know what I'm saying? He's a professor. And when he spoke on a lot of stuff that I was saying, it kind of co-signed with a lot of his audience. I done been on shows, man, with folks that'll, you know, they'll say, you know, privately, yeah, I know everything. I'm your biggest fan, bro. I listen to everything you're saying is true. But then they'll get right on here a week later and with an artist and, well, you know, who started trap music and be the main ones, you know, and don't say a damn thing about me. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people like to say stuff that they feel political, politically correct. Oh, well, I don't really want to say Wick. I may alienate this person, you know, even though I know it's the truth. Well, I'm gonna tell the truth. I don't care. And any real artist, if you telling the truth about something, he has to respect that. I say, y'all on here taking up for Tip and Jeezy and Gucci and all these people. I'll get right in this camera and say, nigga, I started everything. You know I started, and then see them in the streets right there and eat with them. They ain't gonna say shit. Cause they real. Y'all the ones fake. If you know what I'm saying? And not you, but you understand what I'm saying? It's not them. They know. They were like, well, I never really said that, OG. I'm just whoop. Yeah.
What's next for you, Wicked? What else are you working on?
Next, man, right now, like I said, I have a podcast. It's called Wicked Truth. It's on Wicked Truth TV, one word. I'm kind of changing the game. I've seen what a lot of, you know, that y'all successful people have done with the podcast game. You, the Beehives, a couple of other ones. I never named y'all competitors, you know what I'm saying? Y'all competition. But I see y'all too, man, y'all on top of your game, and I'm doing something similar to that, you know what I'm saying, with these type of interviews, but I'm incorporated a few things that are my own niche. You know what I'm saying? I got a co-host, Stack. We kind of, you know, infuse this what I'm doing right now, but with a little bit of, you know, funny with it, a little bit of comedy and not as much seriousness on, you know, kind of get from the artists. We all kind of know what the artists are doing. If either we like the artist or we don't, and if we do like the artist, we know what they're doing pretty much. You know what I'm saying? As the fans that follow that particular artist. So I want to show them stuff that, you know, did you know that this artist right here, you know, he builds houses? Did you know that this artist right here that, you know, he's a plumber on the side? Did you know that it's okay as an artist to work? You know, that's another thing I want to get out to, you know, the young artists and even the old ones. Let me tell you something, a hustle is a hustle. I don't care how big you are in rap, entertainment, anything. Unless you know, like I say, LeBron James, you know, made $300 million. But even Shaq still was a police. Even Shaq still went to work on a lot of stuff. And a lot of them still work for themselves. There's nothing better than a man getting money, making that money make more money, and doing it with your hands yourself. So never ever be ashamed as an artist to work, no matter how much money you got.
Real shit right there.
Yeah.
All right, Wicked, any last words, any shout outs before we wrap it up here today?
Man, you know, like I said, I'm gonna shout out, you know, B-High, EJ over there, man, my team, man, little fella Don, man, everybody over the Wicked Truth TV. Y'all come over to Wicked Truth TV, man, see what we got is different. It's nothing for none of the other podcasts to be, threatened by, because I ain't even in the same lane that you're in. So y'all come over, even your young viewers, man, y'all come over, man, y'all go check out Ghetto Mafia stuff, man. Go back, learn your history, where you come from. Don't be mad. I ain't here to assassinate none of your assassinate none of your heroes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that you like, I like them too. I'm a fan of rap. I'm a fan of music, and I want to give a shout out. This is my last shout out to all the fallen artists, man. That from MJ, Prince. I never got a chance to say a lot of this. Michael Jackson, Prince, and Whitney Houston, and Pimp C, and MC Breed, and the list goes. Soulja Slim, and the Tupac, Biggie Smalls. The young guys, King Von. Pop Smoke. Every week it seems like the people of our generation are falling off now due to maybe old age or this type of stuff, because of our age. And then the young artists that are coming in are not going to even be able to make it to legendary status because y'all killing each other. Stop killing each other. Every artist is valuable. We need our artists to be able to grow. What you're doing right now at 19 years old, 18 years old, you won't be doing at 50 years old. So we need to get these artists, man, to 50, to 40, to 50, so they can come back and be an asset to the community, to the country, to the world. That's my last words.
Came up, came down, stayed down, grinded long, stayed real, caught the clown, took his crown.